and seeing none, I thank you very much, Mr. Sessions. Next, we have Mr. Earl Blumenauer. Recognize our next witness from Oregon. You have 5 minutes, sir.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair, Ranking Member Rouser, for providing the opportunity to share my priorities for the upcoming Water Resources Development Bill. WRDA is an opportunity to reauthorize new projects, continue to modernize the Corps of Engineers, ensuring equity and justice are centered in the Corps' mission. As the committee is aware, based on our work together in 2018, one of my priorities is to ensure the Corps creates adequate tribal housing to address the displacement of Columbia River Treaty tribes by the construction of the Dalles Dam and other dams along the lower Columbia River. The construction of these dams beginning in the 1930s inundated and destroyed villages where the Columbia River tribes lived, fished, and traded for thousands of years. These dams damaged their heritage, livelihoods, and economic base, and they have never been fully compensated for these losses. In 2013, the Corps determined that many tribal families who lived on the banks of the Columbia River prior to construction of the dams did not receive relocation assistance. In 2016, the Corps completed a legal analysis of its unmet obligations to build this housing for the 4 treaty tribes. The Corps found that it had an existing authority to construct 1 village associated with the construction of the Dalles Dam. Following an authorization in the 2018 WRDA, the Corps produced a list of replacement village options associated with the Dalles Dam that were not mutually acceptable to the Columbia River Treaty tribes. Last year, the Corps and the 4 Columbia River Treaty tribes had a government-to-government meeting where they determined that the authorization needs to be updated and clarified. The Corps and the tribes are asking for additional authority to produce a comprehensive village development plan that will help us meet the federal government's unmet obligations to the tribes. I have fought for the construction of this replacement housing with the Corps' existing authority. Now I'm asking that we provide them additional authority in order to fully address the federal government's unmet, acknowledged obligation to the tribe. Another priority of mine is the authorization of the Corps' Portland Metro Levee System Improvement Project. This project will reduce flood risk and increase the resiliency and reliability of a levee system along the Columbia River in the metropolitan area. It was originally designed and constructed by the Corps of Engineers over 80 years ago. This federally authorized infrastructure has allowed the area along the river to become a cornerstone to the regional, statewide, and indeed the national economy. The levee system reduces flood risk for vital infrastructure like the Portland International Airport, 3 interstate highways, an Air National Guard base, a major natural gas pipeline, backup drinking water for nearly 1 million people, and transmission lines for all regional electricity users. In addition to safeguarding thousands of residents, the levees also help keep harmful pollutants out of the Columbia River and protect over 2,000 acres of parks and natural spaces that are home to some endangered and protected species. These improvements to the Portland Metro levee system will increase the resilience, reliability, and operability of the system. It will protect our environment, our communities, especially the most vulnerable. In general, while I applaud the significant progress made by the committee in the 2020 WRDA bill, we must continue to ensure that the Corps has the tools and capacity needed to advance community-supported solutions to water resources challenges for the nation's most vulnerable communities. I've submitted requests to this end, asking that we in Congress continue to work with the Corps to ensure the agency is taking full advantage of existing programs, authorities, and operations to leverage natural systems and prioritize resilience in the face of increasingly frequent and severe climate disasters. These issues are critical for my constituents. They're critical for our region and indeed for the nation. I deeply appreciate the opportunity to share my perceptions and requests with the subcommittee. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Blumenauer, for your testimony. And we now would like to recognize our next witness, Gentlewoman for Virginia, Ms. Luria, for 5 minutes.